Alright, welcome guys. This is episode's going to start off in my green room. As you can see, I've got some onions there. Anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is my little planting list of what I've got planted here in my seedlings. And look, we got some nice little plants. Some tomatoes, bell peppers, a few of my golden cherries. There's a few things back here that hasn't quite sprouted yet. I'm going to give it another week, as it says up to 21 days. Well, it looks like I got a little new one back there in the very back I didn't notice. But as you can see, I've been taking notes, had these in, letting them grow, writing down about when they started to actually pop up. As you can see, this one, I'm actually starting to get some true leaves on that. I'm actually going to transplant it into a bigger pot. I got some of these, more of these Jiffy pulp pops that are organic and break down. But real quick, just wanted to show you these. It's my lighting system, 300 watt compressed fluorescent bulbs. Of course, they say if you're a new gardener, it's not good to start out with seedlings. It's best to start off with starts, the little plants that you buy from local nursery or big box store or whatever. However, I like to try my hand at all of it. You know, I want the full spectrum of gardening. Once again, this is my first garden in my little green room. And now we're going to show you some starts that I am buying to pull out. Alright, these are just some of the few starts that I actually purchased. I got a couple of strawberries there. I think I got 3 strawberry plants altogether. That's a that's right, Brussels sprouts. It's a Brussels sprout plant. I originally wasn't planning on planting one, but I saw this at the nursery and this little guy was like, "You've got to get me. My girl loves Brussels sprouts and I like Brussels sprouts, so I figured why not." Got a couple of different varieties of spinach here. Got a little 6-pack right there in the back. As you can see, these are seascape strawberries. And of course some onions. I'm going to plant a few onions here and there. I'm going to plant some of them. I've still got some of them out in my little growing room that I'm going to wait a couple weeks before I plant those, so that way all my onions aren't coming up at once. As you can see right here, this I actually started planting by seed. These are more of my lettuces and younger stuff, carrots, beets, and from the looks of it, I'm getting some itty bitty little sprouts right here. I don't know if you can see those tiny little things. There's one over there. Hopefully this will turn out pretty good. Oh look, I got something going over here. I had something right here. I didn't actually notice these. So, oh yeah, look, there's some more. So once again, those are planting by seeds. As you can see with my plant starts, I've also got a map of where everything's going to be planted. It's always good to have a plan, so that way you know that you can plant certain crops next to each other that are beneficial to each other and won't actually deter one another from growing. My original plan mapped out right here. Once again, I thought this was an 8-foot bed. I forgot when I cut it up, I lost 2 feet. So as you can see, I had things a little bit more spread, a little bit more room. I had to switch that once I actually put my square foot strings in, which was a good thing. Over here, these are going to be my 3-foot, my 3x2s, and that one's going to be my 2x2. I'm going to make some trellises and everything once again, just because I'm so proud of it. There's my angled trellis. So now what I'm going to do is start planting strawberries back here in this back one, some spinach up here. Just kind of look at my map and see where they go. Plant those in and show you what it looks like. Okay, right here I've got my strawberries planted where I'm going to have them. You can usually put up to about 4 plants. I only bought 3 plants because I'm going to need a little extra room for some spinach that I got. So I've got a little hole dug right there, about the same size as my pot. And we're going to put it down. Looks like I might need to go a little deeper. Anyway, real quick, what I wanted to show you is when you get the little pots, the root system tends to grow in a circle because of the pot. What I've always done when I planted my trees, I may be wrong, once again this is my first garden so I'm not too sure, but what I've done is I've always kind of broke it up, spread it out a little. I know they say you need to be very careful with your root system, but you know, just pull a little bit on it, stretch them to where they'll actually open up a little bit, won't be stuck in that spiral, so that way your root system can actually spread out good and develop a lot better. But once again, just going to bury this little guy right there in that hole, and I'm only going to bury it up to about where the pot soil was. Don't want to go over it too much. So that's what your plant's used to, that's where it started growing, and that'll help keep a nice healthy plant. So let's get that in, and we'll work on this one. Alright, real quick, you see my root system for my little 6-spot spinach. This one's the coho spinach. As you can see, I was looking at this one, it had less yellow in the leaves, it looked pretty good. Didn't look too carefully because as you can see, I bought 6 pot thing and one of them has no spinach. I've got 5 plants. But it's okay because I do have the other 2. Now this one is going to be my tai. It's a spinach tai. And this one is the Bloomsdale. I really do like spinach. I wanted to get what they had over at Moberger Nursery. It's called a monster spinach. Unfortunately, when I decided to go ahead and go buy my starts, they didn't have any monster spinach starts left, and my strawberry was limited. All they had was the Seascape left. I wanted to get some chandelier strawberries, maybe another variety, but you know, it's alright. I don't have as much space as I thought I was going to with the 8-foot. So now we're going to break this one up, try to set it up in here, and then find a place for our other 2. Alright, so right here is our finished. As you can see, these are my coho spinaches. Once again, I only had 5 plants, so what I did is I offset just a little bit, put my Bloomsdale, and on my strawberry plants I only had 3, and since these are compatible plants, I offset in my tai spinach as well, and left the little labels right there. This one's in the middle of all the cohos. That one's right next to my one Bloomsdale. That one's right next to my one tai. This give me a chance to see which one grew better in my soil techniques. That's why I wanted different varieties of strawberries, but as you can see, Seascape were the only ones I got. So now, of course, the most important part of transplanting is going to be watering, as well as my little seedlings over here need some water too. So we're just going to go ahead and water this whole bed, and that should be about it. I'm going to go through in various of the small beds and plant a few of these onions. Just put the bulbs in there nice and easy. I'll go ahead and show you that as well. Alright, so according to my planting plan, the only one that I planned on putting these in was with the tomatoes and, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. I believe this one's for the bell peppers, the banana peppers, and the purple bell peppers. So I went ahead and put some onions in here. I'm going to go ahead and cross-reference with my compatible plant research and see where else I might be able to stick some more onions. As you can see, I just put a few in here, just in areas where I wasn't planning on planting my tomatoes and bell peppers and sweet peppers and all that good stuff, so that way they can coexist but won't get into each other's way. I got a few here next to the irrigation, which I'm planning on using once I get my plants planted in. One more thing I wanted to talk about was, they say another important thing before transplanting is hardening off your plants, which means bringing them out here, which my little starts that I've got made, that I started by seedlings in the house, I'm going to have to do with. Now these, once again, I got these from Moberger Nursery of 1604 in San Antonio. They actually have these outside where they're selling them, so these have already been hardened off, so I didn't do that. So these are perfectly ready to go. Now the ones I have inside, I will be bringing them out here a little bit every day, just to get them ready to come for the outside weather and get them used to, you know, actual real sunlight, and also hopefully strengthening up the stems. So as you can see, I've already watered this one nice and drenched, and I'm going to water these guys real quick, and that's going to do it for today. Thanks again for joining us, guys, and remember, this is only one part of the Mankey project.